As the Democrats open their national convention, CBS News unravels a campaign of dirty tricks against presidential candidate Bill Clinton.
You want him out of the race because he's not morally qualified to be president.
I think that this is sick.
Also tonight, how America sees the presidential campaign. We'll report to you what voters care about. And from Bosnia, Bob Simon with the story of a woman whose dreams of Olympic glory have become a living nightmare. This is the CBS Evening News. Live from Madison Square Garden in New York City, site of the Democratic National Convention, Dan Rather reporting. Good evening. The Democrats have begun their garden party to officially nominate Bill Clinton for president and Al Gore for vice president. We begin tonight with an exclusive CBS News report about an effort to sabotage the Clinton campaign. This report is the result of a 3-month-long investigation by CBS News. We followed a trail of dirty tricks from Washington, D.C. to Little Rock, Arkansas, and beyond. Correspondent Eric Ingberg shows you what we found.
It was the kind of tragedy a family desperately tries to forget. An emotionally distraught young woman, 7 months pregnant, takes her own life. But the family and friends of Susan Coleman have been forced to relive this tragedy as political agents threaten to drag her name through the mud of the presidential campaign.
They were victims of an unusually brazen dirty tricks operation run by an independent committee that supports George Bush for president.
The group, the Presidential Victory Committee, seized on an anonymous letter which had also been mass mailed to news organizations alleging that Susan Coleman's suicide 15 years ago followed a love affair with her law professor Bill Clinton that left her pregnant. Susan's family asserts there is no truth to this, and reporters who investigated the anonymous letter found it to be a nasty hoax. The head of the Victory Committee, Floyd Brown, specializes in gut-level negative attacks such as the notorious Willie Horton ad of 1988 and this year's Jennifer Flowers telephone hotline. Brown launched an effort to make the poison pen letter come true. He failed, but only after using many police state tactics.
You know, they were like peering like this?
Yes. That's what the neighbor said. They were peering, and they came over and they pulled at that door.
A friend of Susan Coleman's family, who asked that her name be withheld, says her neighbors told her Brown's henchmen came calling when she wasn't home. When she returned, they pressured her into talking to them.
They said they had been to the police department, they had been to banks, looking into various people's backgrounds. And you had the feeling that they had looked into yours, too.
The two gumshoes were Dave Bossy, an official of the Presidential Victory Committee, and Jim Murphy, a retired D.C. policeman. Federal election records show both men are paid by the Victory Committee for work on behalf of Bush's election.
They were asking such lurid and detailed questions about various people's lives that it was frightening.
Another stop for the investigating duo, the home of Susan's husband. He took their picture on his front porch.
Did they mention Bill Clinton?
They were investigating the letter, the allegations that she had some relationship with him.
They probed for clues in the dead woman's suicide note.
They did want to know what was in it. I told them that was personal, it was none of their business.
Another target was Susan's mother. The duo trailed her down country roads to the Army Hospital in Augusta, Georgia, where her husband was being treated for a stroke.
Here, the two men burst into the sick man's room and began questioning the shaken mother about her